About 10 years ago, back in 2015, we had the first CDK4/6 inhibitors approved. And at this point in time, we have 3 agents currently approved for use in the United States for metastatic breast cancer. If something works for advanced disease, we want to bring it earlier on into the early breast cancer setting to see if introducing the new therapy will improve our ability to treat early stage breast cancer and hopefully improve our ability to cure early stage breast cancer. And so a number of clinical trials were started using the available agents in the early stage setting. One of the most important trials is a study called monarchE. And this is a study using the CDK4/6 inhibitor abemaciclib. And abemaciclib is a pill medicine. It's a CDK4/6 inhibitor that patients take twice a day continuously in combination with endocrine treatment. In the monarchE study, eligible patients had a diagnosis of hormone receptor positive HER2 negative breast cancer that was node positive, so it had gotten into the regional lymph nodes and met criteria to be somewhat higher risk disease. This is a global trial. It was open all around the world. It enrolled 5,600 patients, and the patients who entered the trial were randomized to either add 2 years of the medicine abemaciclib to their ongoing endocrine therapy or just have ongoing endocrine therapy. And the results from this study, which have now been presented several times, most recently updated at the ESMO 2025 conference, demonstrate that patients who received the 2 years of abemaciclib not only had an improvement in helping prevent cancer from coming back, and this has been shown very consistently over the 7 years that the study's been monitored, but also for the first time showing that patients who received the abemaciclib actually are living longer than patients who did not. So that's a huge finding and very much supports the use of abemaciclib in the early stage setting. So not long after the original reports from monarchE, abemaciclib became approved, and we began offering this to patients in the adjuvant setting. So this has all been great, and we're so grateful for treatment advances that in particular can make a difference in the lives of our patients. Importantly, though, abemaciclib, even though this is not a chemotherapy medicine, it does have side effects. One of the most prominent side effects has been diarrhea, which tends to occur fairly early on in treatment, often in the first several weeks, and over time does get better. The body accommodates to it a bit. But in the monarchE trial, it was noted that a fairly substantial number of patients struggled with diarrhea, requiring either adjusting the dose, lowering the dose, or even leading to patients having to stop the medicine early. And we try really hard to avoid that because if patients stop early, they may not get that benefit that we're looking for from the medication. So I became interested in thinking about, are there other ways we could look at dosing the abemaciclib? We do have experiences in patients with metastatic breast cancer in trials where we've looked at starting low and gradually increasing, and those have been successful in helping improve tolerability and helping reduce the emergence of toxicity. So we designed a trial called the TRADE study, which is a single-arm phase 2 trial that we ran at Dana-Farber and at our regional sites that enrolled patients who otherwise we would be offering abemaciclib. They met criteria to get abemaciclib, but instead of starting it at the standard dose, which is 150 milligrams twice a day, we started people at a low dose, 50 milligrams twice a day. And patients took that for 2 weeks. As long as that was going well without any major side effects, we increased to 100 milligrams twice a day for 2 weeks. And then as long as that was going well, at the beginning of the second month, we increased to the standard dose, 150 milligrams twice a day, onward for the planned 2-year course. When we designed the study, what we were looking at was to see if this gradual introduction of the medication would improve a composite endpoint, which was looking at how many patients could reach the target dose, could maintain the target dose, and importantly, could stay on abemaciclib without discontinuation. So overall, TRADE was a positive study. We saw that using this dose escalation showed us that at the moment we were going to look at the primary endpoint, 12 weeks, that there was fewer patients, significantly fewer, had either stopped medicine or couldn't get to that target dose compared to what was seen in the larger monarchE study. And so importantly, at 12 weeks, only about 6% of patients had stopped abemaciclib, meaning 93% of people were still able to take their medication, which I think is really important because, again, we want people to get the benefit from the drug and we want people to be able to get that comfortably. And so we're very happy with these results, and we feel like these are very clinically meaningful and results that doctors and patients can take into clinic and use this in practice. So we hope that strategies like what we studied in TRADE, using these gradual introductions of medications, could also be extended to other oral therapies, some of our other novel cancer therapies that are in development that do have risks of side effects, so we can try to improve tolerability across the board.
If you want to learn more about how CDK4/6 inhibitors work with hormone therapy to stop breast cancer from growing, check out the video we linked below.